checking my progress. Gonna put my PC on desk. I actually have like a miniature desk here. Let's get my phone. Google Drive. Alright, give me a second. I know there's gonna be like nobody watching my stream in the morning, but you know what? This is gonna be like hours long stream because I'm going to be working the entire stream. So I may just like be quiet sometimes if I'm just like locking in. So I'm gonna share the stream to my followers real quick. I have no idea where my stuff is. Oh my goodness. Alright, so I would really like to get VGen. I think VGen would be nice. Alright. Okay, we're almost done. Almost done spreading the word of Lustream. I'm trying to make sure I get at least one stream a week, but, you know, we'll see how that goes. Okay, I want to make sure if that, I'll check my phone for that notification, actually. We'll do that. Alright. So, giving my computer a second, I'm gonna unplug it so it doesn't, like, go kaput. I have to literally, like, keep the Google Drive open if I want to. It's kind of frustrating that I have to keep my Google Drive open if I want all my photos to transfer. I'm trying to do like 20 things at once today. So, um, yeah. It's an early morning stream, so maybe I don't really expect anyone to join in this morning, but it's okay. I will be checking chat occasionally while I work, but oh man, okay. If the little icon here gets me lagging half the time, then I'll have to like axe the creature again. Okay, so the commissioner said for this design, this is a redesign. I don't often take redesign commissions just because I don't really feel comfortable doing custom commissions a lot of times. But for this case, this is more of a mutual of mine, so I felt a little bit more okay doing this. And since the person had like they were very clear with what they wanted, and most of the time I'm not really too keen on doing these types of commissions because if people aren't really for sure what they want, then it's a lot harder for me to kind of take on these commission requests. Nothing wrong with not knowing what you want in a design, let's say. Oh, oh no, I didn't mean to merge that layer. Hold on. Okay, it was meant to stay hidden. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna take a screenshot of this file, this layer, because I'm deleting it now. The reason why I'm deleting it is just so it doesn't lag my computer. But, when I screenshot, like, the sketch layer, it's fine. And I'm not gonna do too much shading just because, this is supposed to be like a redesign reference, and if it's like a reference, I prefer not to shade anything. It's just because like you're a designer or something, it's best that you don't. Um, so this is like without the accessories here, actually. There's like without. I feel like I could use a different color for the. Maybe I'll use like a blue. Maybe I'll turn this into a blue. I feel like that would be nicer. But yeah, so let's do that. And not. This person's gonna get like 2 million files. So, after this commission, I will probably be moving on to the next one, but I'll contact all my clients at the end of the stream, basically. Well, some of them I do have to contact midway because of just sending them references, like working in progress shots and stuff like that, which is very important to do. Let's see. What is this? New Star Trek sponsorship. Unless you're sponsoring me, I'm not really gonna talk about Star Trek. Sorry, I'm just checking like the notification stuff right now. It's like Star Trek, and I'm like, I don't know anything about Star Trek, so that'd be cool if I was able to get a sponsorship. I think I have to still reappeal a warning that's on my page, from like forever ago when like an ex-friend or something, or ex-mutual. I think I don't talk with them anymore, but I used to do rank on IDV with them, and a whole fiasco went down. I think with he and his partner. So, but yeah, and I mean the warning was because we were joking around in the stream, and I think he was saying something like hating on the IDV femme characters. I'm being very choice with my words right now. And I was like, I love the IDV women. What are you talking about? So I was actually defending the IDV women, and I love IDV women. Identity 5 women. Yeah. But that was the mishap there. I just don't. I feel like this is like very simple compared to what I do for a lot of my work. So I'm really struggling with like any direction, and if the person, thankfully I don't think the person is very picky, but they did give me a lot of their lot of resources in the first place. Let me speed run the commissioner's pronouns on Discord before I say anything else really quick. Let's check. Okay, the person goes by all pronouns, so that's okay. Cool. They, he, she. Sometimes people put their pronouns based on the preference of what they prefer to be called by. So I totally get that. I just prefer to go by they, them, just because it's easier. And also people tend to lean more towards she than he or anything else. So I don't give people the option. I'm actually mean, on the other hand. I am still like, I think there's a little bit of a misconception when people think of gender fluidity a little bit. People will be like, oh, one of the things I think was, when I had it was an interesting interaction. Somebody was like, aren't you supposed to go by all pronouns since you're gender fluid. And I said, well, gender fluidity just depends on the person. Sometimes person may want to change it based on the day, the minute, the hour, or the month, etc. For me, I'm probably, in all honesty, I'm probably more genderqueer, but I just prefer the gender fluid flag colors more when it comes to like gender nonconformity uh of just the presentation of my gender. However, I know that I don't fit the stereotype for gender fluid people and looking androgynous or a certain way, and that's just because I have a very my motivation to do a lot of things is very low, so it's really hard for me to kind of um just make moves to do certain things, like yeah, like get a haircut or this or that. And I would love to get a haircut. However, I feel like I have to, I'm because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, I feel like I have to do things in a certain way to be seen as acceptable. Um and this acceptable may be for myself, maybe for others, and how think what's acceptable process for things. So it really is just like dependent on that, I'd say. Um, right now, I'm actually, if you can't tell, I am coloring line work, and then I usually use a clipping mask to give it the effect. And coloring line work is really good because it softens the look of a character or a feel that you're trying to get specifically. So I highly recommend it. So this is what it looks like now. Um, and we're going to do the same with the feathers back here too. I think I want to go more towards the purple though when it comes to like the color palette. There we go. I wanted a lighter tone just because like it's very harsh blue, but maybe I go back to the blue if the person wants. I'll do the harsh blue for the ribbons here, the stream, not the ribbons, but the longer feathers. I've been working on this since yesterday, and part of me is like I should have charged more, but I would feel bad, and because I don't typically do this kind of work, I don't feel too bad actually, like not charging a lot when it comes to like work that I don't typically do. When it comes to work that I normally do, I am very comfortable with like charging my normal prices and things like that. But when it comes to something that I'm like more unfamiliar with, I wouldn't really want to put too high expectations on myself. And I know some people would say like you need to charge more, this and that. And actually, it's a whole discussion that's going on Twitter actually, and I can get into that in a second here. But for myself, charging a low price is just easier to like kind of have standards for myself. And I part of me is like I'd rather work more quantity over like, well, still I try to make sure my work is quality, but sometimes I'd rather work more quantity, like sketches or something, over like high quality of like rendered pieces. But to some people, it's just different, and some people can afford to charge charge like 100 for a sketch or something like that. And honestly, that's awesome. I love that for artists. However, that is not me, so I'm not able to do that. And I know some people could be like, well, you could try and do that. I First of all, one of the things that you do have to consider is something like how much audience does this person have, or like how much um like how many like views and this and that, etc. And it is kind of important, like especially like I know some people are like, you shouldn't care too much about views as an artist. Well, like you should be drawing art for yourself because you're passionate. And it's like, yes, however, artists too have to also pay bills. And I know like a lot of people, especially on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, but there's a lot of people who complain about um artist prices and things like that. Specifically, like, I know one of the things that I noticed is people complaining about artists pricing their art too high for artwork that they do not value. Or somebody who's like, there was a, for example, I watched a video relating to the topic, and one of the things was it was an artist who posted their animation meme commissions, and people, and there was somebody who retaliated by saying, "Oh, look, I can make an animation meme for cheaper, for like my own time and also less time, and then probably make," and so they made the animation, and they also made commissions for their own animations. But the thing is, it was very disrespectful because they were like, "Look, I can make mine cheaper, and I can make mine faster, and this and that." But it's not about the speed. Well, sometimes it is about the speed, but even when it is like you are a speedy artist, people will still put you down. People put you down all the time. I'm saying this as a person who can make 20 drawings within a day if I really wanted to, but people love putting you down because of the fact that you're fast, but people don't realize the amount of time that and effort that you have put in to cultivate that skill to be a speedy artist. So that's something that you kind of have to think about too. Like, I love all my friends who are able to, like, I wish sometimes I'm more like, I wish I could just sit down and just draw for hours, like just enjoy a drawing, not have to feel like I have to finish it right away. But because of just how I learned how to draw, I felt like I've always had to just speed run everything. And for, I mean, for commissions it makes sense for me because it's like you want to be able to make, you want to pay rent, you want to pay money, you want to get money so you can get groceries. So there's that too. I also think there's a level of like um distant, like, dissonance or something like that, disassociation. There's a word for it, but especially within the art community and relating to commissions, I think there's some people who cannot differentiate between, like, let's say a teenager who's taking commissions, or like a person in middle school, or middle school or high school taking commissions, compared to somebody who's an adult who's taking commissions. And I know one of the arguments that I've seen for this was, well, why can't the adult, like, why can't the adult take, like, get a real job, as if art isn't also a real job. I bet the people who say this probably think blue collar work isn't a real job either, and it's just sad to see. It's disheartening to just dehumanize people like that. And I know it's like, hold on, let me turn my alarm off. It's it just really sucks for people to be told that, like, your passion that you're trying to turn into your career, like you're trying to make your career, is not real. Like, it's not a real job. You're worthless not doing anything. And I think people also forget that artists are needed almost everywhere, like the business world, and so many facets of what we live. And I know right now it's like it doesn't feel like that because of AI and all sorts of other things in the world, but I feel like we will always need artists, either for like art, some visuals, etc., storytelling. Like, art is a story, like, is a pathway for story and things like that. And I know that people just don't value people nowadays. It doesn't feel like people are valuing stories, or just lessons that come from these stories, or morals. And we share so much through stories and art, and I think it's so important. And the delegitimization of art, and um the creativity is just, it's kind of, it's almost soul crushing, honestly, when I think about it. But not to be like completely pessimistic, because I do think we are able to, like, I do believe that we'll be able, like, when it comes to art and stuff like that, I do believe that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I do believe that, like, no matter what, people will still be able to create and make stuff, even if it's doesn't look the way we want it to. And I'm not saying that generative AI is that outlet, because it's not. But I do still believe that people will still find a way to create and such, because and I know people try to compare. Okay, so I'm gonna go on a different tangent here about like AI, and I know some people try to compare AI to a camera, or how a camera took away still life, or painting people. It never took away painting, because it just became its own medium of art. It's same with digital art, and I know for the longest time people were like, digital art, well, I don't know if you guys remember, the digital art isn't real art, or photography isn't real art. This has been a debate that's been forever and ever, but people love to compare it to AI generation, when AI generation is something completely new that we have honestly never experienced something like this. So I don't even think it is comparable to say that photography, digital art are the same, because digital art and photography are just different mediums of art. It's like somebody discovering paint for the first time. Oh, you're painting, not real art. Real paintings is on the cave walls back here. Me in the ancient times, prehistoric times, art drama be like. Um but yeah. So what is my point here? Like, so, and I know I'm not backing up what I'm trying to say here relating to AI generation, when it comes to not being the same as like digital art or photography. And the reason why is just because they're like, one of them is the, honestly, I can't even call, I don't even want to call prompt writers, because you're typing, and I'm gonna be honest, guys. I know you guys can throw stones at me and stuff like that, because I'm gonna say something that is gonna make you guys a little upset, and that is that I actually, I'm criticizing this because I actually have used AI. I've used it on multiple occasions in school for projects and things relating to that, because it was required, it was mandatory of my courses, and we had to learn how to use AI generation for various projects that we've had. And especially for me within my video game classes, it was really disheartening to have to use AI when it came to generating things like a 360 background for the video game that we would be working on and things like that. But um we also had a lot of time constraints, of course, too. So um but it's was I ever, like, I'm gonna be honest, this is why I was just like, for me, when, but I do have to say this though, when generating, it does kind of give you perspective that that these generations will never really replace artists too, just because it never fulfills the exact vision that you may have. And I know for some folks, you know what, it may have fulfilled their visions because they're uncreative and they don't have anything specific in mind. But at least when it comes to like artists, I feel like with more like intentional work, I just wish people would be intentional. I think that's my problem, is that just like when it comes to any storytelling, anything design, creative, uh, design wise, I just feel like it just needs to be intentionality, and that's something that feels like it's dying with AI generation. Still, but yeah, that's just my thoughts though. Those are my thoughts when it comes to like animation and such. I know I know there's some people who are like, oh my god, they get anything relating to AI generation, they get really upset about, and it's like you can't really sit down and have dynamic conversations with people. I would say more so on the side of people who do use AI generation, but there are times where you would like to sit down with an artist and have like a dynamic discussion about it because um for example, just saying like I had to use it for classes and stuff, and some people would say, "Well, I would just suck it up and not use it, and I would make my own 360 illustration." But then you have to realize that some people just kind of want to get through their class and be able to, I really wanted to graduate. My whole thing was I wanted to go through school. I wanted to learn as much as I can, and I wanted to graduate with a degree because I was told. I don't want to be like, I was fed the lies that I was supposed to get a degree, so then I could be able to get a job. But yes, that was what kind of happened though to me. And do I regret going to college? Am I gonna say this? No, I don't regret going to college. I don't regret it. And the reason why I don't regret going to college is because hold on, my stream is skipping frames. Give me a second. Okay, I don't think it's skipping frames anymore. I think I'm fine. But okay, back to what I was saying. Um, I I don't really think that. Okay, let me merge frames real quick. Layer. Okay. Hold on, I'm like losing track. There's nobody in the chat for me to kind of bounce off of. Um, so I, I just wish there was like an ability to have like more dynamic conversation relating to AI and stuff like that. I personally don't think people will be replaced by AI, but I do think AI will be making a lot of areas, like for example, getting job like instantly hard though. And to be fair, I don't think people are worrying because I am worrying too. Because AI, companies are using AI to cut costs to eliminate things like lower tier jobs and things like that. And it is scary. It is very scary for me. And I know for a lot of other people too. So there's just so many negatives when it comes to AI, and it's just like it'd be better if people weren't losing things like basic necessities because they can't pay rent or something, or they can't buy food or groceries, and I think if AI was helping to be able to supply basic necessities for people, I I genuinely like would totally be on board for AI, but unfortunately it's not doing that, and plus it's like literally killing our planet too. So I have so many issues with it. Um, and it's killing our planet through like the usage of fresh water. It's using, oh my gosh, my computer skipping frames. Give it a second, guys. Um, so I think I'm gonna send this to my client real quick. So see what they say before I do anything else. And then do you got? Oh my goodness. Okay, so while I wait to load up my browser so I can contact my client, I'm going to check my Google Drive. My Google Drive, because I'm uploading photos onto it, and it's taking like 2 million years, and my phone keeps turning off every time I try to upload stuff. So let's reach out to my clients real quick, and then we'll start on the next commission. And then after that one, we're gonna start on the next one because we have to wait for responses, which is fine. fine. Like, that's what we want to do. Oh no. I'm skipping frames. Her next even didn't die, so we're gonna do that. Bye. Alright. I think PC's dying a little bit because of the Google Chrome. Whoa. Okay. I'm gonna go silent for a second. I wish there was a way for me to pause the stream, but it's okay. Maybe I'll mute myself. I'm going to pause the stream for a second. Oh, hey, I'm just gonna give you guys a warning that I'm pausing the stream for a second. I'll put the art back up, but I'm currently waiting on a response from a client. I'm trying to respond to a client right now, and my Discord, my stream is not liking me pulling up a alternate browser just so I can send um a message to my client right now. I want to send message to my client. Please. Okay. No. Don't act like you can't open. Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, I'm gonna say this. You could probably go back in the stream a little bit. I was ranting about AI, so if you're interested, you can do that. But for right now, I'm gonna merge layers. And here's layer width on top for reference. Without, and then we're waiting for my client. And then, actually, I forgot. I need to make sure I do a version without the, because the computer had me merge these layers, unfortunately. Oh, Lord. You guys can probably see the lag. It's so bad right now. Okay, let me. Oh my god, I'm trying to run to send my client the stuff. And if I'm not able to send them stuff, I'm probably gonna have to end the stream, which I don't want to do. I know I just started and I said I was gonna do a longer stream, but it's I don't know why it's so difficult for me to send something over right now. Hold on. Alright. Oh no. It's still skipping frames. You guys probably aren't hearing what I'm saying right now. Okay. My PC is not liking anything that I do, and I'm really upset. Alright. Okay. So I messaged my client up here, and I'm going to do one thing before. Okay, so close the browser. Hopefully my computer stops tweaking out a little bit. It says 2 minutes ago. I don't like that. I don't like that it says that. Oh my god. No, it's been a few seconds ago. Why are you acting like you can't work? I don't like that you're acting like you cannot work. Ensure that you don't have other applications that are heavy on your PC. When it's literally one file, when it's literally one web browser, I cannot with a stupid computer. Hold on. I'm actually like so frustrated. Oh no, it's like glitching on me on my end. You guys aren't seeing it right now. I'm actually so frustrated. I may have to end the stream a little early, but I'll try to make it at least to the hour mark at least. Okay, so one of the things that I have to do is fix this arm here, and then I'm going to move on to the next commissioner. So what we're gonna do is just like move the arm a little bit because I think I brought it in a little too close here. Okay, not like that, like that. So Client's probably not gonna be like, oh, I'm fine. What are you talking about? What? It just looked like a little stick. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's how I want it to look. Unless it makes it look worse, then we're going back to what it looked like. I need to check my Google Drive again because it's lagging. I mentioned in the beginning of the stream that I'm uploading a lot of my photos to my Google Drive at the moment. Let's check Toy House because I think somebody was wanting to buy a character from me. All right, they didn't respond. We're fine. See, this is like really bad. This is really awful. I really love streaming on this computer. It was a lot easier back in like freshman high school, but I meant high school, not high school, but college, freshman of college, because my computer was brand spanking new, so it makes sense. But then I kind of worn it down since then. Like I think I used to make videos and stuff for like playing Identity 5, but then I can't do that anymore. I can't even like record Identity 5 without like my computer like crashing or something, and then like struggling to use my art program here while I'm streaming. And normally it's fine, but right now I kind of need it to stop acting up on me while I'm like working on commissions. So it may just be this one commission, guys, because I do not think I can work like this. And I want to show that I like work on my commissions too. Like it's like with all the, speaking of AI from earlier in the stream that I talked about, it's kind of the same here where it's like people are like accusatory of each other of like using AI. Also, hello Buttercubic. I see you. I may have to end the stream a little early, so if that's the case, I'll probably be on the voice call instead in my Discord server while I still work on commissions, just because the stream is like losing its damn mind right now. So I'm seeing that it's giving me warnings and stuff that it's just not working, and I have to be able to send files to my clients without like my PC combusting right now while streaming, so I may have to end the stream a little early. So, but I'm gonna save this file before anything happens. We're gonna close it out. We have to open another file. It's not gonna like that. And then we're gonna start on the second commission, and then there's 3 commissions I have to do, and then there's 2 pieces of extra artwork that I have to do, and then I'll be done for what I have to do today / tomorrow. So technically I could do like some of this tomorrow, but I prefer to try and get it all done today, just because like it is a chunk of work. So let's pull up the next reference. You guys aren't gonna see the reference on the screen here. But one of them is a pixel icon. So, and this one is a more simple character design, so hopefully it won't be too hard to... Some people like to give like a lot of details relating to their character and what they want in their commission, so it just depends on the person, really. And like you guys can see like how bad the lag is right now, because I actually I just like drew circles a little bit like earlier, but now you can see that they're not working well. Like they're supposed to be circles and not like janky, because my computer is struggling right now and I don't know why. I genuinely don't know why it's struggling, but I mean, it's probably because of the stream. It's taking a lot on the processing, so And I have to do these commissions because I get money. It's frustrating when my technology doesn't want to work and I want to be able to talk on stream, and now I'm just frustrated and I'm just tired because I'm just frustrated and tired. I don't even know how I was able to stream like 3 hours of like Silk Song. My stream was probably lagging most of the time, so I don't really know. I know I had to play on the smallest browser size though, and I can't even draw a circle. So I'm gonna end the stream because I can't even draw a fucking circle right now. Oh my god, pardon my cursing. I'm trying my best not to cuss as much. Um, just because, family friendly platform. Okay. I don't even let me even okay, because hold on. I just got like 3 notifications that my stream is not streaming. You guys aren't seeing it on my end, but there are I'm gonna screenshot this because like I'm just gonna show you guys what I'm talking about. No, alright. I think I'm done. I'm like fatigued already. I'm already like tired trying to fight with my program right now. I'm like I don't want to fight with my computer cuz this is so disgusting, guys. You're going to be like, "What do you mean?" So this is what I mean. Ignore the Star Trek thing, like saying that it's going to give me a sponsorship. It's lying. So here's like what the actual shabam is this right here. It's the skipped frames, and it's saying it's skipping frames every other minute. So you guys are probably not getting the full of what I'm even saying, and that's why I'm like, I think I should just end the stream because it just skipped more frames. It skipped more frames. We're cooked, guys. We're so cooked. All right. I'm sorry for pinging you guys, and then y'all probably being excited that I was gonna stream, but I just won't be able to get any work done. Well, now it's kind of chilling out, so maybe we'll just sit here for a second. We're gonna chill out together. We're gonna chill out for a hot second. Gonna check my drive, and I'm gonna feel my computer really quick. Yeah, it's like overheating,